Welcome to ClickMyProject.com. Our project title is Collaboratively Tracking Interest for User Clustering in Streams of Short Text. Abstract. There is an important feedback produced every day in social media networks. The short text contain all the information such as their personal chats, any official details or about the country, or collaboratively attain the interest of the users who are all tweet their feedback. We propose user collaborative interest tracking topic model for our collaborative user clustering at time t, including a short-term dependency, one that collaboratively track users' interest based on users' topic distributions at the previous time period. We taken Twitter as a dataset which contains the name, date, and tweets of the particular user. We proposed unstructured data which contains all the conversation. We propose a GIF sampling algorithm in concept-wise manner. GIF is nothing but for obtaining the result. We do some list of observations. Our simulation result shows the proposed algorithm provides better clustering of user interest. Let us see the flow of our project. In our project, we have to identify that interesting topics among the users in a Twitter dataset. Firstly, we have to load the Twitter dataset. Then we have to obtain the bit-term constructions. That is, the stemming and the post tag of the words will be calculated. In that, we have to sampling. That is, GIF sampler algorithm which samples the 500 amount of data which is obtained from Twitter dataset. So GIF sampler is identified by using our dataset, so which is nothing but the observation of the resultant. So word bank is nothing but we have to store the post tagging result which contains 1900 amount of data. UCIT model and UCIT-L model will be calculated from short term and long term dependency. In UCIT model, we have to identify the interest of the cluster user by using short term dependency. In L model, we have to identify that long term dependency. In that, we have to process TF, that is term frequency and the deep term frequency of the each words. So in UCIT, we have to calculate that the topics which is relevant to that Twitter data sets. So in that it contains so these adjective words are there in UCIT model, but in UCIT-L model we have to remove all these things and we have to only obtain the interesting topics in our process. So finally we have to analyze our word bank, pre-processing data, UCIT and UCIT-L model in our process which is done in the bar chart. Let us see the output of our project. For that we are going to run this index.java. So just right click on that, give run file. So this is our output first window, collaboratively tracking interest for user clustering in streams of short text. When we click on this means it will be move on to the next page, which is we have to load our Twitter data set. We have to take in 500 amount of data. So I'm going to give just to open the Twitter data set and give open. Then click on this load means it will be loaded here and it will be printed here also. So 500 data along with the date and tweets will be displayed here. After finishing this loading, it will be stored in WAMP server, that is database. We doesn't need to create WAMP server, it will be automatically created in coding. So next page will be the byte-term construction. So this is our tweet.csv file. So I am going to give stemming. So now I am going to stemming the process for removing all the unknown things, and we have to splitting our noun, pronoun, words and all in this place. So these informations are also stored in this coding folder. So this is our tagged data, that is, this is our splitted data from the twitter.csv file. So then we will move on to the next page, which is called post tagging. This is our tagged data, that is, we have to identify the topics along with so many these conjunction words also. So the next process is word bank. So we have to calculate the word bank. So now the word bank is displayed here. So this will be inserted in database also. So now it's loading. After it will be loaded means we have to identify the count of the word bank here. Then we have to process the UCIT and the L model, that is long-term models. Now the process is going to be inserting data in the database. So this contains all words like pronoun, noun, verbs, adjectives, and all words. This will be obtained by using post tagger library. Now it will be readed. So money, John. So these names also readed here. Yeah, it's finished, I think so. Once it finished, it will be shown the count value here, and the next page is shown the TF and the TDF values. So now the value is printed. So word bank count is 1900. Next we are going to the TF and the term frequency and the T term frequency. These are all the words which is present in that process.txt. We have to identify it in this place. So this is our post tagged topics which are all repeatedly spoken in that chat. Now I am going to run TDF. So next process is UCIT model. We have to calculate the interested words along with that date and name. So some words like scientist is not displayed here. That is, no conversation about scientist is there. So we have to filter out these words in next page. So we have to getting stop words and removing the stop words. Next page is to clustering the tweets. So these are all the tweets which is we have to done in process.txt. This is for clustering. So we have to identify the most frequently words. So sorry is spoken around 12 times. So these informations are displayed and filtered here. Next we are going to calculate the UCITL model, that is long-term model. So these are all the interested words which is mostly used. So tomorrow they have to speak about phone. Sorry, they have to spoken about poor and all. So now finally we have to identify the most commonly used interesting topics. So they have to spoken about tomorrow, night, sorry, time, sad, today, hate and all. So the count is 83. So we have to reduce the count and accurately identify the topics. Finally the graph will be displayed. This is our graph which contains word bank, preprocessed, short term and long term data. Thank you for watching.